I would say the majority do have quite tough backgrounds, really. You know, a lot of them are into the drug scene, into using alcohol, especially the kids that we get along on a Tuesday night to the drop-in. So, I mean, it can be quite a difficult area to grow up in, Salford. But look, thank God, you know, it is a changing area.
When we first moved here, I think the young people saw us as a challenge, really, to see who could be the first to break us.
It's a bit nerve-wracking having to meet a whole new group of young people, and going back to that really basic an open club with complete unknowns is quite scary. So, and obviously when we first meet anyone, they're quite excitable and they want to show you everything that they like about themselves, and then over the years they've kind of calmed down. And we've had, you know, problems, the usual kind of teenage problems of kind of drinking and boyfriends, girlfriends, and boredom with school, boredom with life in general. And it kind of comes and goes. It's just in these areas it's a bit more exaggerated than it would be normally, and it's just a bit more obvious, I suppose.
The vast majority of them, it's just lack of hope. So many people have told them they're not going to come to much, they're not going to account to much, and we just really want to be part of that change, really. You know, the estate Hattersley's had so many bad things spoke about it over the years, and people have started to say nothing good can come out of Hattersley, and we just want to be, you know, encourage them to see it differently, that good things can come out of Hattersley and they can be part of that.
One of the big issues in the home is neglect, and just really parents not caring what their kids do, so they don't go to school, and they you know, they don't plug into stuff that's really going to develop them and grow them, and they just get bored, so they entertain themselves by running around and seeing what they can, kind of what trouble they can get into.
All of our young people are totally different. You know, you get the kids that are dropping out of school, and then you get the kids that are trying really hard, and there's just no two kids are the same. But at Youth Club we had this group of kids that aren't from Old Trafford, they're just outside, they're in Hume, and they were causing loads of disruption and sort of trying to take over because they're a bit older as well from most of our other young people. And so what we've done is we invited them around our houses, and we've had some amazing conversations with these guys. And a lot of these guys, their problems are they can't stay at school. There's a big drugs problem in Old Trafford and Hume, and a lot of them are getting stoned and, you know, going out drinking every Friday, Saturday night, but they come back and tell us these things, so that's really good that we can really start to build relationships with them, and we really have had some quality conversations with them and start to pray through different things with them, and it's been a massive difference to see how they've reacted at Youth Club through all this, and we've just become really good friends with them now. It's been really good.
I think for a lot of young people, God's kind of irrelevant, really. Their perspective on life is very much today, and nothing else, and nothing bigger than that, nothing bigger than their world that they can see kind of just today, really. And especially as one of the most important things about God is that He's our Father, and I think because for a lot of these young people, the father figure is either completely absent or quite a negative image. Not in every sense, but for every case. But you know, it's certainly, you know, there's a lot of young people who really struggle with who their father is, or not knowing them, or just kind of being quite an abusive relationship. And so one of the most exciting things about seeing how for some young people that's changed is that they've actually started to see actually God is their Father in a way that they could never have actually believed or understood, and that He loves them, and that He doesn't go sick when they mess up, but actually forgives them and shows them actually a much cooler way to live, and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's probably been the coolest thing about seeing how God, when God gets alongside a young person who's just feels so alone, and especially because the father figure thing is so important, but to get a glimpse of who God is and the love that He has for them totally turns their world upside down, and I think that's been probably the coolest thing to see in terms of seeing things change.